Hey peeps, it's Tripl-L and today I'm here to bring you a news update centered around all things Nintendo. So there have just been a few little things going on and a few things I guess to look out for. And the big thing is really just the Nintendo Direct that's happening tomorrow. The times are on the screen and so might be an exciting one. It's only going to be 3DS stuff. It says right on the message box that it's going to be focusing on 3DS. So what that tells me is that we're probably going to be going into this. We're probably getting information on the level 5 games like Yokai Watch 2 and maybe Lady Layton. We're probably going to get information on Nintendo's new IP Ever Oasis. We're probably getting information on the Mario Party Star Rush, and that one in particular because Reggie did mention it in another interview that I'm going to follow up with right after this. We might find a bit more out about oh actually no. Yeah, Dragon Quest 7. Because that one's been getting a lot of press attention recently. So those are pretty much the games I'm expecting to see on this particular Nintendo Direct, and those are the ones that maybe we should all just get ready for. Ideally, I would like a surprise and have something incredible, a newly announced game. That would be ideal if we lived in a good world. That would be what we got. Oh yeah, and of course, Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's probably going to get a bit of coverage. I do hope that we get a more overview based trailer that really tells us what's going on in Pokemon Sun and Moon. That would be also very ideal. So the Nintendo Direct, just 3DS games. I'm assuming it might be, I want to hope it's going to be more than 20 minutes, but it might be under 35. So anything in that range, I'm pretty okay with. So those are just Nintendo Direct information and predictions and what I think we should expect. Now, there's not going to be any Nintendo NX information. This is what was said by Nintendo. There will be no NX talk. Now, the thing is, Nintendo lies. So if they were to do something where they announce a 3DS game that's also going to be on the NX, I thought, that'd be a very clever way of getting around that. But I really think we should not get too excited about Nintendo NX. And using the Nintendo NX as the segue, let's go and move into the stuff that Reggie has gone on record saying recently. So Reggie recently had an interview with A-List Daily. And I just want to thank Nintendo Everything and A-List Daily, the credits and all that. But anyway, Reggie had a few things to say about just where he sees things going. And in terms of the highlights from this interview, one of the things I want to gravitate towards is some of the things he said about the NX. And so one of the quotes I thought was of particular note was, now we're going to start moving forward, communicating more and more about NX as appropriate. So Reggie's giving himself some leeway in that little speak. For us, it's all about the right communication at the right time. Again, we're only going to tell you guys when we're sure this is going to work. We believe we've got some games that are going to continue to drive our momentum this holiday, and we believe we've got a strong concept for NX that we'll unveil in the future. So this is pretty much just PR speak, but it is saying that they are at least considering telling us about the NX, ideally very soon. Other things that he did mention about the NX though, and this is very important because this was on whether or not there were lessons learned from the Wii U being applied to the NX, and one of them was, I thought it was funny. We always do our breakdown of what worked, what didn't, and certainly what we've done with Wii U, and we continue to believe that the innovation of the second screen was a worthwhile concept. Okay, so really the important part here is that they know what didn't work with the Wii U, and ideally they're going to work on it. And then he follows up later on in the same question paragraph. And this one's going to be a bit of a long one. One of the things that we have to do better when we launch the NX, we have to do a better job communicating the positioning for the product. We have to do a better job helping people to understand its uniqueness and what that means for the game playing experience. And we have to do a better job from a software planning standpoint to have that continuous beat of great new games that are motivating more and more people to pick up the hardware and more people to pick up software. Okay, so that first little bit there is him pretty much acknowledging that branding, the Wii U branding was not a very good idea, because especially when he says about better job communicating the positioning for the product, he's specifically talking about the confusion that came with the Wii U because people who were not into the game space thought that it was an addition for the Wii. And I understand the symbology behind what they were going for, like the message. But message doesn't work with mass consumers, right? They don't know, right? You need to tell them, you need to spoon feed them information because that's the only way they're going to get their information. You can't expect otherwise. And then I also think this is having to do with the name for the Wii U. I do believe that the current Nintendo CEO was the one that said that the Wii U was a dumb idea as a name and to name it something else. So ideally with this guy at the helm, if that bit of information is valid, he will make the NX have a great name. Like, man, even if they call it the Nintendo NX or the Nintendo Next, I'd be okay with that. The last point that Reggie did mention here, though, the thing about having a continuous stream of content, man, I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't trust Nintendo on that at all. And it's not out of a malicious nature. It's just Nintendo in particular has a habit of delaying their games if they think they can be better. And most of the time, like, their games are going to be great, right? So because of the way game development works and because Nintendo is so quality focused, I think it's more likely that they're going to have delays that really set their titles back a few months. And because of that, I really do think that they're not going to have that continuous stream of games that they want to have, just because they're too perfectionist for their own good, right? I mean, we saw what happened with Breath of the Wild. That thing's been in development for eons. Anyway, these are good goals to have, and especially seeing that they're acknowledging that they have to market the NX better than they did the Wii U is kind of reassuring. But that last promise about the continuous flow of content, like, you know, that one realistically may not happen, not consistently throughout the console's life cycle, and especially if the console flops. If that happens, we'll see exactly what we saw with the Wii U. They're going to have less of an initiative on the NX, especially if it's not doing well. So it's concerning, but it's nice to know that they're going to try to make an effort. Ideally, they'll tell us about the NX relatively soon. Now, to follow up with a little bit more information from the same interview, this is moving away from Nintendo NX and talking about launching mobile apps. And I think this little bit's kind of important or kind of interesting just because they gave us a nice little tidbit at the end. Here, Reggie's saying that in addition to Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, the mobile games that they have announced they have planned, that they are going to be launching an additional 2. And these 2 will be launching between now and the end of their fiscal year, which I believe is in March or April 2017. So it's going to be a question whether or not these games are going to be as engaging as Pokemon Go in terms of what you could end up doing in Pokemon Go. But I think this is really interesting. I'm pretty excited to hear what these 2 games that they have planned and to see if they're new IP or if they're kind of working off of the Me idea. So that's pretty interesting stuff. We've got between now and April to know what these mysterious 2 games are. And just a bit further on the whole thing about mobile apps, Nintendo, really what Reggie was saying for this section was that he was like, yeah, we can rock this. We can do this, guys. Let's just flood the marketplace with our stuff. We're going to win. And Pokemon Go, he does mention Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is a great source of confidence for him. He does mention that after they saw the success with Pokemon Go, that they do feel that they could succeed in the mobile marketplace effectively. So that'll be interesting. Overall, Nintendo is really branching out their IP between the mobile initiative and then the whole Universal Studio partnership. It's all really interesting, and it's gonna be cool to see where exactly Nintendo goes, like within the next 5 years, because we're getting to this point where you have to really like start wondering, like, yeah, how long is Nintendo going to go on for, and how long are their properties going to go on for? And if they keep doing this, where they're just continually branching out to whatever mediums they can, I think they have a pretty good shot in the future. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of this news, and if you're new to the channel, consider checking out more videos. If you like this video, leave a like. It always makes my day. Like, I live off of the likes. No, I don't. I actually thrive more in discussion. Anyway, guys, till next time, have a good day.